It's a little... My name is Allie. Welcome to Mythic Melancholy. Today I'm bringing you my March TBR. So again, as usual, I have done a bad and my March TBR has over 20 books on it. I just cannot be stopped, okay? Do I ever read over 20 books a month? Absolutely not. That just like doesn't happen. But every single month this is just what my TBRs are gonna be like. This is what they've always been like. This is just what I do. I like making TBRs and I'm gonna indulge in that enjoyment. So let's just get into it. We'll start with my pile of physical books here, and then I have a whole ton of ebooks that I plan to read this month as well. Well, plan to read is a little excessive. They're books that I would like to read and will attempt to read, but will inevitably fail to read. First up, we have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, which is obviously a Jane Austen classic book, you know. It's Pride and Prejudice. I don't actually know what it's about other than like it's a romance. Is this the one with like Mr. Darcy or whatever? And the fact that I know so little about Jane Austen is honestly shocking. How did I get this far in life with just like avoiding the knowledge of this? But this is the Jane Austen one I am reading in March. I can think of the names of months. I'm really enjoying Northanger, Abbey, and Jane Austen's voice, so I'm really hoping that I will continue to enjoy Jane Austen and then don't have to slog through the rest of the Jane Austen classics that I've dedicated myself to reading. Now, I did already pull my jar picks for the month because I got really impatient, so I did it not on camera. Sorry. So one of the Waypoint jar books I pulled was The Haunting of Las Lagrimas by W.M. Cleese. This is based in 1913 and it is an English gardener who goes to Argentina to restore the gardens on this old estate, and then creepy, spooky things happen. And I'm here for that. I think this cover is really intriguing. It's got little flowers and a key on it. I don't know. It's a gothic kind of haunted house story, except for this one is based in Argentina, which I think will be really interesting. I'm hoping maybe they pull in some kind of cultural aspects into the story, and I'm excited to get to this one. I think this one will be really enjoyable to read. As always, the Don't Forget Your Towel Along is still going on, so I'll be reading the third in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, Life, the Universe, and Everything by Douglas Adams. I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was pretty fun. I'm still reading the second one because I am a failure who puts everything off to the last minute, apparently. I'll be reading this one in March, and I think honestly it's all just going to be more of the same. It's just a fun, spacey romp adventure thing, and they're fun. They're not, I don't think any of them are going to be 5-star reads, but I'm having a good time reading them anyway. The book I pulled from the 12 Books, 12 Friends jar this month was My Eyes Are Up Here by Laura Zimmerman. This could basically also count as a Waypoint one, honestly, because this was the recommended by Hannah, which she said just read any of the Waypoint books I haven't got to yet. And this is the one that I decided to stick in that jar. This is basically about a young girl coming into her own, and she has large breasts and dealing with being a woman coming into womanhood and dealing with having large breasts and all of the harassment and things that can come with that, and kind of she wears baggy sweatshirts to hide them. So I think it's just her learning to accept herself and be more comfortable in her body and deal with the way society views women with large breasts. And it sounds interesting. It should be pretty good. It should be a, you know, feminist YA story, and I'm hoping there's also just some humor and banter and fun things in here. I don't know a lot more about it than that, but I am excited to get to this one. I've had my eye on picking it up for a while, so I'm glad that it is one of the ones I pulled. Then one of many buddy reads happening this month, we have The Marvelers by Donielle Clayton. This I'm really excited for. I've had my eye on getting to it for a while. I'll be buddy reading this with Celine in the Book Wanderers Discord, and I think some other people might be hopping on some of these buddy reads I have with Celine. We just are doing them in her book club Discord, but I don't remember who all is being a part of what, so I apologize for that. I'm so excited to get to this one. I saw this middle grade around for a while, and it's out now, and I've heard good things. It looks so good. It's a magic school one, which magic school middle grades tend to be fun, and this one follows a conjurer who is a special kind of marveler, which this is the Marveler-verse or something like that is the series, and she is the only one of her kind, or the first one of her kind, to go to this school for magic people, and I'm sure then there's some kind of adventure and everything. It looks good. I saw the cover, I was intrigued, and I'm really excited to get to this, and this should be a quick read as well. Then I have Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. This is one that I picked up recently at my little tiny local bookstore that finally reopened, and it looks so interesting. This is gonna be freaking wild. I can just tell this book is gonna be goddamn wild. It is basically about a boy. It's like the apocalypse, and there's monsters, and he is trying to get out of this cult that like caused the apocalypse. And then there's a boy, and I think there's a queer romance, and there's also a trans rep in here, and I don't even know from the synopsis what is going on. I just know that it's like a dystopian with monsters and lots of queer rep, and I'm so excited for it. It's also a horror, and the few people I've seen who have read this one seem to have a lot of good things to say about it, and I'm ready. I'm ready to dive into whatever the hell this is. I mean, even the cover has me confused as hell on what is going on in here. So then the other book I pulled from the Waypoint jar this month is a bit of a chunker. We have The Ladies of the Secret Circuits by Constance Sayers. This is basically about a group of women in the 1920s who are part of this secret circus, and then it also has a time frame in 2004 about a woman looking for her fiance who has disappeared, and that leads her to the journals of her great-grandmother who had something to do with this secret circus. And so I don't know how those timelines are going to collide, what secrets are going to be revealed, what mysteries are going to happen, but it just, I mean, the cover caught my attention, and the circusy vibes. After reading The Night Circus a couple years ago, I do kind of seek out books that almost feel a little bit like that with those circusy vibes. So I'm hoping that this might have something like that, but I'm not expecting it to obviously be The Night Circus. The Night Circus is The Night Circus. I don't think anything is going to be The Night Circus. But I'm hoping maybe the circus in here has some of those same kinds of vibes. Then we have one of those books of mine that is missing its dust jacket, because we just have some books that I don't know what the hell happened to them. Between moving and them getting stored in a closet, and some of them having their dust jackets removed, and some of my books are sad. They're a little sad, but it's okay. They're still very readable. This is Carrie, Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I do like Taylor Jenkins Reid, although I'm finding that maybe I don't like her as much now as I used to. So I'm interested to see what I think of this one in particular. I have heard good things about it. I've also heard not so good things about it. And this is the book we're reading in Chloe's Patreon this month, which is a push for me to finally get to it. This one is basically about an aging tennis star who has retired but is making a comeback so that somebody else can't surpass her record, or that she can surpass the record that was broken, that was originally her record, something along those lines. She wants to make a comeback, and then there's also a romance, of course, and I don't know. I'm hoping it's good, but I don't have honestly the highest hopes for really loving this, because I'm just not sure that Taylor Jenkins Reid does it for me anymore as much as she used to. I really enjoyed Malibu Rising. I really liked Evelyn Hugo. Daisy Jones, the formatting wasn't my style, but I liked Daisy Jones. But I don't know, something is telling me that I just might not enjoy this as much as I used to enjoy her writing, so we will see. Then I have one I can't show you, but that is the Lunar Library book club pick. Just know it has a cool cover. It looks good, it's gothic, and I'm excited to get to it. And I can tell you nothing more. But if you are interested in the Lunar Library book picks and you like books that lean towards the gothic in any way, check out the link in the description to get your hands on them. I promise it's fun, and we're all going to discuss the Lunar Library books at some point. There are channels in the Discord, you can chat about them. They've been good so far, so I'm really hyped for March's pick. Then of course I have a whole bunch of ebooks, so let's get into the ebooks I plan to read in March, or hope to read, or wish to read, or have the delusion that I will get to reading. We have Can't Spell Treason Without T by, I'm unsure of the author, but there's a picture here so you can see it. This I actually don't know a lot about. I do know it's a cozy fantasy, and ever since reading Legends and Lattes, I want to find more cozy fantasies, see if I enjoy them, or if Legends and Lattes was more of a one-off thing that I enjoyed, or if I enjoyed cozy fantasies as a whole. This is also the spring book pick for the Book Wanderers book club, and so we're all reading this one sometime in the spring, and I just decided to stick it on my March TBR and hope that I will actually get to it this month, but if not, I'll get to it in April or May. Then this one is one I'm also buddy reading with Celine, and that is The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. I don't really know a lot about this one either. I know that it is a translated Japanese fiction, and there's like a mystery, I think almost like maybe some magical realism type elements, some fantastical elements of some kind. I don't know. Celine was reading it and I looked at that and went, I want to read it too. Okay, this one actually is a physical copy, but this is not the copy I will be reading because I don't want to ruin this. This is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Sorry if I mispronounced that. This is the absolutely gorgeous broken binding edition. I am just obsessed with it. And because of the fact that my books, when I'm reading them, get stored next to me, or they end up on the bed or whatever, and sometimes the kids get their hands on them, things like that, I will not be touching this to read it. I don't have hopes that it would stay looking this nice if that were the case. So I do have standard paperback editions of this series that I will be reading, and this one is also a buddy read with Celine that we meant to get to at the beginning of the year, but her copy of this has just finally arrived, even though mine arrived like 2 months ago. As for what Children of Time is about, I'm gonna be real. I know it's a sci-fi. I know it's a very chunky sci-fi. I know that there are sentient spider aliens, and honestly, you know what had me sold? Sentient spider aliens. I mean, come on, sentient spider aliens. I love spiders. I wish they were sentient. I wish we could just be pals. So I'm down for the sentient spider aliens, and I'm very interested to see what the heck is up with this book. Then this one I actually have a physical copy of Arriving, but that is The Key in the Lock. This is a buddy read with Celine and Hannah. This one is, I don't know, a gothic mystery of some variety. I don't remember. I just looked at the synopsis the other day and the information has left my brain and I can't access it right now because I'm sitting down with a baby here, so. But I'm excited to get to this one. I saw it on Waypoint a while back and was like, ooh, what is that? I want to read that. And so we're all gonna read it together. I think we're reading this one on one of Hannah's start to finish sprints whenever she does those in March. So I'm trying to read it in a day. Then there is the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner book club pick, which I am so excited for this month. We are reading The Only Good Indians. I've been meaning to get to this forever. It's by Stephen Graham Jones. I've wanted to read from this author for a while, and I know that this is a native horror, indigenous horror, And I don't know, I've heard such good things, and I've been wanting to read more horror, and I've been wanting to read from this author, and if you can't tell, I'm really excited. I really hope I love this one, and I think we're reading this in the middle of the month. Then, because it comes out in a couple days, I will be reading A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I have this pre-ordered. I don't pre-order many books, but this one I had to because I absolutely loved Priory. I know a lot of people don't like Priory, and I definitely get why, but I adored it. I want more in this world. I would have preferred more of like a sequel or something else rather than a prequel, but I still have high hopes for this, and I'm really excited to read it, even though I know it's like 800 pages. Another buddy read happening in March in the Book Wanderers Discord is Peach Blossom Spring. I actually don't really know much about this. I just know that I have an ebook copy. This one I don't think is translated. I think this one was written in English, but this one I believe is also a Japanese fiction. I think it's a literary fiction. The title is Peach Blossom Spring, so it feels springtimey, and it's another one where I want to join in on that buddy read. So again, here we are, me adding too many books to my TBR because of FOMO, basically. Then I've got a few NetGalley reads I would really like to prioritize in March, the first of which being Hamra and the Jungle of Memories. This is an almost kind of fairy tale, folk story type. Middle grade is what it sounds like. It's basically about this young girl who knows that she is not supposed to go wandering into the forest alone. She should ask permission if she goes to the forest, and she doesn't do those things and upsets the forest in some way and has to fix it. So it just sounds good. I saw this one around a few times, and I'm really excited that I have an early copy of it, and I hope it's good. Then I have Feed Them Silence by Lee Mandello. This sounds wild. I feel like this is going to be even weirder than the synopsis makes it sound like, to be honest. I just think something really weird is going to happen here, and I'm ready for that. It's also a novella, or it's really short, so that is a plus as well. I would like to read more short things since I keep putting a ton of books on my TBR every month. This is basically about a woman who runs this research project where she can become one with a wolf. So she can like feel, and I don't know if she can see things, but she can like feel things from the wolf's perspective, and she like is the wolf. She becomes obsessed with this, I guess, and is pushing her wife away in the process, and then some company or something threatens her research. I think something wild is gonna happen. I think something crazy. I'm betting on it right now that something just super out of nowhere, something that just blows my mind happens. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be really disappointed now because I just get that vibe. But I feel like something weird is going down. That's it. There are a few other books that I might be reading, ones that are for a secret vlog or ones that I just kind of hope I might get to, but that's the overall TBR. The reading sprints I'm running, the sprint is like 30 seconds from ending, so I need to end this video. Thank you for watching. Comment if any of these books intrigue you, if you think any of them are ones that I need to prioritize, if you've read any of them, blah blah blah, all that stuff. I love to talk to you, and I will see you in the next one.